Alright folks, the ICC Men's T20 World Cup 2026 is really heating up. Today, March 4, 2026, we've got a massive semi-final showdown as South Africa goes up against New Zealand. This huge game is all set to play out at the legendary Eden Gardens in Kolkata, India. And the winner? They'll book their tickets straight to the tournament's final. This year's T20 World Cup, co-hosted by India and Sri Lanka, kicked off on February 7 and wraps up on March 8. We've seen 20 teams battling it out across 55 matches. Both South Africa and New Zealand have really fought their way through a tough schedule to get here. They group stage, 4 groups, 5 teams in each. Then a Super 8 round, just to earn their spot in this do-or-die knockout game. What makes this even bigger? This is actually the first time these two cricket giants will ever face off in a T20 World Cup semi-final, or even any knockout game in the tournament's entire history. South Africa actually comes into this with a pretty big historical advantage in T20 World Cup encounters. They've never lost to the Black Caps in this tournament. That history, combined with both teams desperately wanting their first ever T20 World Cup title, really sets the stage for what could be a truly unforgettable and potentially historic battle. Alright, so if we look back, South Africa has really had New Zealand's number in the ICC Men's T20 World Cup. They've met 5 times before in this tournament. That's going all the way back to the very first one in 2007. Then 2009, 2010, 2014, and even one already in this current 2026 tournament. And get this, the Proteas have won every single one. Just recently, in this 2026 edition, South Africa actually beat New Zealand by 7 wickets in Ahmedabad. That's gotta give them a huge mental edge going into this semi-final, right? And zooming out a bit, looking at all internationals they've played, South Africa still has the upper hand. Out of 19 matches, they've won 12, while New Zealand's picked up 7. Now, even with all that history, you can't ever count out New Zealand. They're famous for their never-say-die attitude and how they always seem to step up their game when it really counts, especially in these big ICC knockout matches. So, they're gonna be seriously tough opponents. And let's not forget the Eden Gardens pitch itself. It's usually pretty balanced, giving a bit of help to both the fast bowlers and the spinners. That means both teams are gonna need some seriously adaptable strategies to come out on top. Alright, so for South Africa, getting to the semi-finals usually means they've absolutely crushed it in the group stage. And how do they do that? Well, it's built on a killer fast bowling attack and a super deep batting lineup. Their main guys are typically those impactful fast bowlers who can really crank up the speed and make the ball move, plus versatile all-rounders who can smash it with the bat and pick up wickets with the ball. When it comes to batting, their strength often comes from aggressive batsmen at the top of the order and experienced finishers who know exactly how to handle those high-pressure situations. The Proteas, by the way, have consistently top teams in T20 cricket, which really shows off their individual talent and how brilliantly they play as a unit. And their recent form? They haven't lost a single game through the Super 8 stage in this tournament. That just screams championship contenders. For them, it's all about staying calm and sticking to their game plan, especially during those absolutely critical power play and death overs, because that's usually where T20 matches are won or lost. And let's not forget their fielding unit, which is traditionally sharp. That'll be crucial for turning potential boundaries into dot balls and creating those vital run-out opportunities. When New Zealand makes it to the semi-finals, you usually see their signature strengths: super disciplined bowling, smart batting, and top-notch fielding. The Black Caps generally bring together a good mix of experienced hands and exciting up-and-coming talent. Their bowling attack usually has a great combination of accurate pacers and crafty spin options, who can really stifle the opposition's scoring and grab crucial wickets when it matters most. With the bat, New Zealand often focuses on calculated aggression, building solid partnerships, and really stepping up the pace towards the end of the innings. Even though they've consistently made it far in ICC tournaments, including multiple semi-final appearances and even finishing as runners-up in previous T20 World Cups, that elusive T20 World Cup title is still the main prize they're gunning for. Their adaptability to varying pitch conditions, especially in subcontinental venues like India and Sri Lanka, will be a massive factor in how they do. The team's tight unit and their ability to deliver under pressure are going to be heavily relied on as they look to overcome that historical disadvantage against South Africa in this tournament format. Alright, as these two teams gear up for their massive semi-final clash, it's really going to be all about the tactical battles. South Africa's seriously strong pace attack will be looking to really make the most of any early swing or seam movement. Meanwhile, their spinners will be aiming to take control during those crucial middle overs, especially on an Eden Gardens pitch that could really offer them something. As for their batting lineup, they're gonna have to deal with New Zealand's super disciplined bowling and either set a good total or chase one down. Now, for New Zealand, it's gonna be absolutely key to disrupt South Africa's rhythm. That means clever bowling changes and smart fields will be vital. Their batsmen will need to navigate that tricky Proteas bowling attack and also make sure they keep the runs coming, especially when facing South Africa's main wicket takers. Both sides know perfectly well that playing without mistakes, getting some big individual performances, and absolutely nailing their game plans will be the key to making it to the final on March 8th. This semi-final is shaping up to be an absolute cracker of a contest, really highlighting the strengths and strategic smarts of two of cricket's most competitive nations. Each of them is absolutely desperate to finally get their hands on their first ever ICC Men's T20 World Cup title.